My name's Daniel Kyne. I'm here in Google Dublin for the first ever Startup Weekend Dublin Student Edition, reporting for Silicon Republic. Startup Weekend is a 54-hour event that brings people from different backgrounds together to form a company. First prize for the whole winning team is worth up to €4,000.
This weekend's special because it's Global Startup Battle. Every year in November, in celebration of Global Entrepreneurship Week, we host 2 weekends around the world to promote entrepreneurship and encourage people to host a startup weekend. And after the weekend, each team has the opportunity to submit a 90-second video, which then goes to a global platform to vote and continue forward. Last year, 2014, we had nearly 1.4 billion impressions just from the videos. So if a team is really looking to get started and wants some momentum to gain customers, it's a really exciting and easy way to show what you're doing locally on a global scale.
So the pitch idea is actually to create a platform that will serve for small companies to figure out a little bit the supply chain model they need, like in terms of suppliers, in terms of all the whole supply chain process.
Well, by Sunday we hope to produce a working solution to the problem area. We hope to have a minimal viable product working, and if possible we'd love to get some investment.
And what's the idea for your startup?
It's basically an event planning platform that brings together all the different components of an event. So for example, the venue, the catering, the photographer, the DJ, and it brings them all into one and makes it easy, simplified for the consumer.
So over the weekend we want to come up with an MVP where actually the photographer or the venue they can make a profile and they can register their service there, and then a customer can just go in and click on that service and order that service. So just something very small.
I think the big thing that I love the most about Startup Weekends is it just gives people a really great way to role play being an entrepreneur. And what I mean by that is generally the people we see going to Startup Weekends, may or may not have been used to startups before or had an experience with that. And over 54 hours they just get to learn so much, get a new network. It's just a really positive experience.
We formed when Orla here pitched an idea about, when it comes to planning a wedding in Ireland, it can often be difficult. You want people to communicate and talk about it, and the whole point is for us to provide that platform for people to be able to talk about it.
We hope to have a basic business model in place and some idea of how the app might look into the future. Obviously it's a very ambitious project to try and get finished in a weekend, so that's realistically not going to happen, but we hope to get at least some of the way, or at least have an idea of where we want to go with things moving forward.
So what is your startup idea?
It's a platform to help people book bands easier and to help amateur bands get noticed.
So far during the weekend, what would you say is your favourite moment?
Definitely the pitches, the start, to unconquer your nerves to go up on stage.
So here at Google we have a lot of different programs for startups. I first started with the Adopt a Startup program, where multiple startups can participate and work together with a group of Googlers who can help them develop the marketing ideas or help achieve current goals that they have at the moment. And after that I get to know more and more about startups and what kind of scene there is in Dublin.
I think it's just important always to keep focusing on what you're doing, keep passionate about this, and the rest will follow.
We've talked to students running their own startups, organisers, Googlers and the Global Director of Startup Weekend about their projects, what's going on this weekend and more. I've been Daniel Kyne. Stay tuned to Silicon Republic for everything about startups, startup weekends and technology.
I'm never happy unless I'm working on something new and exciting, and I always want a little bit more, I guess. So being an entrepreneur is definitely the way to go around that. It's exciting, it's always kind of fresh, you're learning as you go, and it's definitely where I can see myself being forever.